What a wonderful beginning. Welcome all to the Residential College graduation ceremony, the first one we've had live in 3 years. Welcome to our graduating students and their families and friends. Welcome to our RC faculty, staff, and special guests. I am Catherine Badgley, Director of the Residential College and proud faculty member here for over 30 years. Now, before I get going, I want to mention for people like myself to remind some of you to turn off your cell phones or silence them, because I always have to be reminded of that myself. I know the students have that down pat, but not some of us older folks. So here is our program for today. You, the graduating seniors, are the main commencement speakers for this occasion, and I will turn the program over to you shortly. After my remarks, I will invite one of our esteemed RC faculty to speak. Next, Charlie Murphy, Director of Academic Services, will announce the Senior Awards. Then Charlie will orchestrate the parade of graduating seniors. Each of you will come to the stage for your presentation. Then we will give you a graduation packet as you leave the stage. And afterward, I will give brief closing remarks and tell you where to gather to await the bagpiper once again, who will lead us to East Quad for a reception. First, let's celebrate your accomplishments. You have become better writers. You have achieved proficiency in a foreign language. You are part of a community that values big ideas, social justice, inclusion, diversity, and grand challenges. Many of you have won awards within the RC and beyond. I speak for all of the faculty and staff in saying that we have enjoyed your energy, creativity, and curiosity in your classes, and we wish you success in your next steps wherever they may lead. You have inspired us with your commitment to social justice, to an expansive vision of what is important, and to creative self-expression. You are now poised between your college years and the next phase of your life, whether that's an orderly sequence or choices that have yet to come into focus. When I graduated from college several decades ago, some of each lay ahead for me: a known transition to graduate school and murky options that lay beyond. At that time, young people of my generation were challenging the social order and pressing for major changes in civil rights, women's rights, environmental protection, and an end to the war in Vietnam. The activism and idealism of young people helped our society accomplish major achievements in these areas, both in legislation and in social customs. Now, in your time, many of these achievements are being eroded, and it is important for all of us to defend them and to advance their causes. I encourage you to be leaders in the history of now. Use your knowledge, your imagination, your creativity, and your energy to lead this moment forward in ways that extend rights and respect for all. These goals will give your life meaning over and over. We hope that your RC education has helped you nurture your vision of a better future. Congratulations for all that you have accomplished so far. We are very proud of you. Fare forward with grace and strength. And please stay in touch with us over the coming years. And with each other. There are more than 7,000 RC alums all over the world in many career paths. And come back to visit us in person. I would now like to invite Professor Naomi Andre to address you. Dr. Andre is a professor in the RC and in the Department of Afro-American and African Studies. She is also the Associate Director of Faculty for the RC. Her research area is the history of opera, especially the intersection of race, gender, and class with opera, and she is recognized internationally for her work on these subjects. Naomi.
I am so honored to be invited to say a few words here today. The RC graduation ceremony is one of my favorite things here at Michigan. I love the opportunity to share 1 minute with each of you graduating seniors as you move from being an undergraduate student to belonging to a new community of the Residential College and the University of Michigan alumni. This is the time for congratulations and celebration. All of us up here on stage share in your joy and commend your hard work. And we salute your family and dear friends who have helped you get here. Indeed, this is a time for joy and reflection. As your 4 years, and perhaps more, have had the typical ups and downs of college, you are also unique in how you have been shaped by an earth-shaking event, the COVID-19 pandemic. You are special in how you've moved through these times. You are the class that entered before the pandemic, went through lockdown, and had a year of online classes, and now have completed this year of primarily in-person classes with extreme caution and masking. You graduate as we are moving from the pandemic to the endemic. The virus and its mutations are still forces to contend with, but they are not wreaking the same havoc they did in the many months following March 2020. You moved through the dire summer of 2020, when old things were getting new energy. The acknowledgement and protests of the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and so many other unarmed Black people, going back to Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till, and the Black codes that instigated the severe surveillance and punishment of Black people in the years following the Civil War. Together, those of us gathered here today in this theater have seen you through this crucible of these times. We have done our best to support and to love you as you were making this college journey, even as we were also braving these unhappy frontiers. You are survivors, and you are triumphant, and I want to celebrate you, your friends, and family. Yet there is another thing I want to point out about your experience here at Michigan. You developed a deeper sense of inner reflection than is typical for college. You had to, during the lockdown with many unpredictable recurrent quarantines. In the midst of staying alive, you have also been faced with what it means to belong to a polyphonic, a many-voiced community that has brought contrapuntal, interlocking things more closely together than ever before. Neurodiversity, people who have different cultural backgrounds, people who look different, and people who have different ways of accessing physical, mental, and philosophical spaces. And there is a secret treasure to this. You've been given the blueprints of where our society is going. Your college experience is a time that is supposed to be a safe space for you to experiment with new ideas, behaviors, and beliefs. And while you have met these challenges, you have also had to confront new configurations of what is safe, healthy, and what is compassion. As someone who has been on the faculty at the University of Michigan for 27 years and here at the RC since 2006, I want you to know that you are the main agents that propel our residential college community. You in your late teens and early 20s. The faculty, staff, and administrators are used to seeing you jump into new experiences with the abandon that you are almost bulletproof, impervious to harm, because you are smart, clever, and have the energy of youth. And you still have some of this. But more than usual, you have all been tempered by a somber heaviness and important responsibility. I know that your college experience has had points of joy, laughter, and effervescence. But I also know that it has not been a happy-go-lucky, narcissistic time where you only thought of yourself, and that's not necessarily a completely bad thing. I want to acknowledge that there has been a lot of extra stuff you have gone through. And while I'm grateful for your perseverance and grace, I want to say I'm sorry you have had to have these extra difficult things. Yes, you are incredibly strong. I also want you to take good care of yourselves as you heal from some of the trauma you've endured these past few years. I want to conclude with a type of benediction, even though we are just beginning this wonderful program, something that brings us together as our beloved community. I'm going to read one of my favorite poems by Mary Oliver, an American poet born here in the Midwest, in Ohio, in 1935, and who died in the beginning of your college career in January of 2019. The poem I'm sharing, one of her most famous, is called Wild Geese, and it was written when I was just beginning college, back in 1986, though I didn't find it until a few decades later. The opening lines drew me in right away for saying something that appeared to be audacious. You do not have to be good. With so much pressure in life to achieve and figure out how to be a good student, a good, in my case, junior professor, and as in the case of most of you, a good perfectionist, I felt the pressure valve had been released with these opening words. Oliver continues with this idea, exposing a crazy sense of striving. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. And I love Mary Oliver for immediately telling us then in the next lines what we are supposed to do. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Throughout the poem, and it's less than 20 lines, don't worry, she shows us a way forward that embraces difficulty while finding relief through what is around us. The rain, the trees, mountains, rivers, and yes, wild geese. So here's my gift to you, Mary Oliver's poem, Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to love the soft animal of your body, love what it loves. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Thank you, and congratulations.
Hi, everybody. I'm Charlie Murphy, the Director of Academic Services for the RC. This is my 21st RC graduation, and I can tell you this one is amazing to see such a beautiful sea of smiling RC faces again. You just don't know how much we've all missed this. So, yay for us, man. Yay for being back in person. Yay for you. So for this part of the program, we are going to celebrate some of our seniors who had outstanding careers in the RC with some of the RC Senior Awards. So what I'm going to do is read a brief description of each award, announce the winners of that award, have you guys stand up when I announce your name. We'll hold all the applause until all the award winners are standing, and then go crazy. So the first award is the Robbie, which is an Outstanding Achievement in the Arts Award. The Robbies were established in 2000 to honor the founding director of the RC, James H. Robertson. Each year, the Robbies are given to students who have shown a high level of achievement in one of the creative arts in the RC. Typically, 7 to 10 graduating seniors who have excelled in creative writing, drama, music, or the visual arts over their RC careers receive recognition and a modest stipend. We wish it could be not modest, but what do you do? Faculty in the various creative arts programs discuss student names among themselves and put forward the nominations. So the winners of the Robbie for 2022, Alyssa Moore, Avery Fez Fessenden, C.L. Waters Umfleet, Darby A. Williams, Esther Sun, Kirsten Hoff, Maya Samante, and Vivian Chow. Our next award is the Janet, which is an award for outstanding achievement in a foreign language. The Janets were inaugurated in 2010 and renamed in 2015 to celebrate Janet Hegman Scheer, the former head of the RC German program and director and faculty administrator of the Deutsches Theater program. This award is given to graduating seniors who've shown outstanding accomplishments in the mastery of foreign languages, including a deep engagement with the language and its culture beyond proficiency, the active use of a second language in the RC or surrounding communities through community engagement programs and/or the arts, and/or a serious engagement with more than one foreign language. Language faculty often consult with each other about nominees, and students may be nominated for more than one language. So our winners of the Janet for 2022, Daniel Haorong Chen, Eva McAllister Lopez, Gabriana Farah, Hayden Graves, Isabella Ponce, and Maya Sobrino. The next award we're going to celebrate is the Tommy, which is Outstanding Achievement in Community Engagement. The Tommies were established in 2006 to honor former RC director Thomas Weisskopf. These awards are given annually to students who have made substantial contributions to the communities around them, whether to East Quad, to the university campus, or to the communities of the region or beyond during their undergraduate careers. And the winners of the Tommies this year are John Thacker, Esther Sun, Catherine Boasberg, and Maya Sobrino, or Maria Sobrino. Our next award is the RC Emerging Writers Award. The Emerging Writers Award was established in 2014 to recognize, nurture, and encourage creative writers in the residential college's creative writing program who demonstrate excellence in creative writing but have not previously received a writing award recognizing their writing achievements. Our winners for the RC Emerging Writers Award this year are Elizabeth Schreiner and Marlon Rejan. And our last award is the Charlie, not me, Spirit of the RC Award. The Charlie was established in 2013 to honor former RC director Charlie Bright. Each year, the Charlie is awarded to a member of the senior class who best exhibits the animating spirit of the RC as defined by demonstrated commitment to the RC and its mission in undergraduate education. This student has embraced the values associated with the liberal arts and a well-rounded education, has taken full advantage of all the RC has to offer, has encouraged others to do the same, has played a significant leadership role, and as part of this community has excelled academically. And the winner of the Charlie Award this year is Taryn Beer Kaur. Congratulations to all our award winners, and now the big part of the show, which is our graduating class as the commencement speakers is about to commence. Megan Chappelle.
Hi, I'm first, so that's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm so excited to be here, and my time at the RC has meant so much to me. It has allowed me to grow as a person and has given me some of my best memories in college. So today means a lot to me. It also means a lot to my family. My dad graduated from the RC 39 years ago today. Yeah. So I want to thank him for encouraging me to join the RC and both of my parents for supporting me throughout my time in college. Thank you.
John Paul O'Neill.
Hi, everyone. My name's John Paul. If you don't know me, I also go by JP. And if you do know me pretty well, you would know that I'm a very indecisive person. Hell, I have two first names, couldn't really decide between the two, and I just tell people just call me both. If you ask me where to go eat dinner, where you want to go eat lunch, I'll say up to you because I can't decide myself. And I still am trying to decide between whether or not I want to go into the industry or go back into teaching computer science later in life. But the one thing that I am sure of, despite all of this, is that I would not have gotten anywhere close to where I am today without a few specific people in my life. Specifically, my family at home. I don't know where they are, but my father and mother, Walter and Felisa, my siblings, Jeremiah, Jessica, and Jada. And in addition to them, my second family that I have found here at Michigan. Specifically, there's a couple of them, excuse me. But specifically, Ben Golden, Brenna Goss, Elizabeth Schreiner, Fiona Lynch, Jenny Wang, Jessica Zimmer, Noah Burns, Phelan Johnson, Ron Chen, and my best friend Sam Winter, also Zan Hamid, I'm sorry, alphabetical order. Excuse me. And I wouldn't have even gotten to form this second family here without the RC and everyone here today. I just want to thank you all so much. I want you to know I have so much love for my family at home, my second family here, and the RC. It has made me who I am today, and I can't wait to see where we go next from here. Thank you so much.
Fiona Lynch and Phelan Johnson.
We love you, John Paul. We do. We love everybody he just named. I just want to say thank you to my mom and my brother and Ian for being here, and our families. And,
Thanks to my mom, my dad, and Sam are here, and also to my little sister who's not here but just finished her first year in the RC. So I'll be back in a few years to see her graduate. And we love all of you guys so much, and we love all you guys so much, and we love our friends so much, and we met all our best friends in the RC.
Zaid Ahmad Hamid.
Hello. I have talked to many people about how to do this, and I think the best way to do it is just my own way, just figuring it out. On the way, up the steps right there a few moments ago, I was reflecting on, how much I have grown up. I have really grown up in college, and I remember one story was in high school. It's not a story, it was continuous, is that I couldn't even call for pizza. Like, I'd be like, oh, what do I do? Mushrooms or olives or whatever. I'd be like, Mom, please, can you do it? I'd pass the phone to my younger sister. But, my family, and the family that I found here in the RC, there are too many people to say their names, but I hope they know that, I have my deepest thanks in, contributing to who I'm going to be and who I am now. And forever for that, I'm appreciative. Thank you.
Theodore Samuel Pauling.
Hello. I just have one super quick thing to say so that other people have time to sing and dance and all they want to do, and that's just be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Elizabeth Jane Schreiner.
You guys are tall. Okay. To say that the RC has been a formative community for me is an understatement. John Paul made me cry, sorry. I've been an RC math mentor, a math mentee, an RC master, and an RC peer advisor. From RC forums to RC players, RC singers to my RC majors, there are so many things I've participated in and thoroughly enjoyed as part of the RC. I made my best friends through living in East Quad, as well as many memories that I will cherish forever. I also learned a new language, eventually electing a minor, which proved to be one of the most challenging yet rewarding things I've done so far. Sensei, Nihongo no bunpo ya tango takusan usulete shimaimashita. Demo, Nihongo oshiete kurete arigatou gozaimasu. I enjoyed taking electives like drama with Kate and sculpture with Ray, and my creative writing major proved to be especially influential in my college career, granting me the skills and confidence not only to submit to places like the RC Review, but to write a senior honors thesis from both of my 2 majors. So thank you, Laura, Chris, and Susan, for your mentorship and feedback. And thank you, Logan, Logan, Ravi, Aisha, Charlie, everyone at the RC. And of course, thank you to my loved ones. As the acknowledgments in my theses and my cap say, I owe you everything.
Jenny Wang.
Hello. Thank you to my family for all your support. Thank you to all the RC faculty and staff, especially Okuno Sensei, Toby Millman, Kate Mendeloff, David Burkham, Katri Arama, Jennifer Golds-Taylor, Susan Rosegrant, Aisha Logan, and Robbie. Thanks to the RC and everyone in it for giving me this community where I felt like I belonged and where I felt at home.
Miranda McCarthy.
So it looks like I'm the first one who's going to do a bit and not a serious speech. So thank you all for this beautiful bit. Hello, listeners. After all the hectic rush of the last weeks, I'm afraid this message will have to be entirely a rebroadcast of the greatest quotes from our favorite radio show and yours, Welcome to Night Vale. Please remember, there is no cause for concern. We're way past that now. If you're not feeling at least mild terror, then you haven't been paying attention. We warn you that we understand the lights above the Arby's, but the sky above those lights, mostly void, partially stars, we don't understand at all. After all, the universe contains, among other things, black holes, vast clouds of gas and light, endless void, a diamond planet, and your tiny body. But as the old saying goes, if wishes were horses, those wishes would all run away shrieking and bucking, terrified of a great unseen evil. So follow your heart. It's easy to track because it crawls slowly and leaves a noticeable trail. Always recall that the present tense of regret is indecision, the future tense of fear is either comedy or tragedy, and the past tense of toast is toasted. Time is weird, so is space, and I hope ours match again someday.
Ari Scott Coaster.
So how do you follow that? I often feel like this whenever I'm around Miranda McCarthy, who is fantastic. And I guess I just like to thank the people who got me here today, wherever they may be in this vast, 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 unknowing, unloving, unfeeling universe. And thanks everybody in the community for showing up for me and showing up for each other, because I think that's really important. And I'm also going to end with a Night Vale quote, which, yes, I did have planned before this, I promise. Are we living a life free from harm? No, we never are. But I hope we're all going to live a life that is worth whatever harm comes our way.
Logan Riley Smith.
I just want to give a couple shout outs to a couple of RC faculty. Cristiana Espinosa Pino, who taught me that all progress comes because somebody made a sacrifice. He put it in a lot harsher terms that I won't, and Ian Robinson, whose class I never actually had, but who's someone who doesn't just talk the talk about labor and organizing, but actually walks the walk and taught me a lot. I'm really proud of everything that he and I and other folks did with One University with expanding financial support for the Flint and Dearborn campuses. That's probably the thing I'm most proud of doing here. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say.
Vivian Chow.
Hi, y'all. I didn't plan anything for this. So I'm a ridiculous person, so I'm actually going to paraphrase a Tumblr post I saw many years ago. Yeah. Don't share yet. Basically, someone else was talking about an anthropology class that they had, and a professor that left them with a really memorable quote. And I really liked it, so here you go. You're all in college because you have a little bit of save the world in you, but it's okay if you only save one person, and it's okay if that's you. So, yeah. The rest of my minute goes to Faz Fessedid, who is playing the banjo and is excellent. So, yeah.
Allie Trotter White. Right.
Hey, y'all. So I first want to thank the RC for getting me a really fantastic roommate who is not here because she is studying for the MCAT, but good luck to her with that. But I also wanted to thank my family, and I am going to thank them by sharing my family's favorite joke. So if George Washington were alive today, what would he be doing? Screaming and clawing at the top of his coffin. Have a nice day, guys.
Morgan Alexis Palmer.
I'm just glad I didn't trip. That was my entire thought. I can't promise what's going to happen the next half of the stage, but we're here. So I'm a first-generation college student. Thank you. And I'm graduating with a bachelor's in psychology with honors and a bachelor's in Spanish. And I'll be attending Western Michigan University to get a PhD in clinical psychology. So I just wanted to thank a few important people. First, I would like to thank Olga for not only being an amazing Spanish professor, but a wonderful mentor and friend. So round of applause for Olga, thank you. And I would like to thank my parents who have supported me every step of the way, including when I come home with 3 weeks worth of laundry and say, "Here, Dad," or when I call up my mom and say, "Mom, I'm coming home." Also totally unrelated, but what's for dinner? So thank you.
Lillian Kinker.
Hi, I'd like to read you guys my favorite poem. It's called Song by Brenda Cardenas. You shout my name from beyond my dreams, beyond the picture window of this Rosarito beach house. Rushing from bed to shore, I glimpse their backs, volcanoes rising out of the sea. Your back, a blue-black silhouette, feet wet with the wash of morning waves. Fountains spring from mammal minds, my hands lifting a splash of sand. I'm on my knees, toes finding a cool prayer beneath them, fingers pressing sea foam to my temples, while you open your arms wide as a generation, raise them to a compass point, dive. If you could reach them, you would ride their fins under the horizon, then surf the crash of waves left in their wake. And if I could grasp my own fear, I'd drown it, leave it breathless and blue as this ocean, as the brilliant backs of whales surfacing for air.
Kirsten Hoff.
So I, first of all, would just like to thank my parents because they got me here, and I'd like to thank my sister who told me about the RC. I'd like to shout out all of my RC professors from over the years, especially Ray and Isaac, who saw me through my creative studies here. And then I'd just like to finish off with a quote about an ending and a beginning of a fantastic journey to the edge of the earth from my favorite Greek text, A True History by Lucian. Peering over the edge, we saw a precipice fully 1,000 furlongs, most frightful and unnatural. The water stood there as if cut apart. But as we looked about us, we saw on the right, at no great distance, a bridge thrown across, which was of water, joining the surfaces of two seas and flowing from one to the other. Rowing up, therefore, we ran into the stream, and by great effort got across, though we thought we should never do it. Thank you.
Madison Crumans.
Okay, so about an hour before this, I remembered that I had written a poem my freshman year for an Arts at Michigan writing competition, and the theme was New Beginnings, so I wanted to read an abridged version of it, because it's an ending, but it's also a beginning today. Beginnings, opportunity, ever tumbling around the endless halo. As the comfortable cocoon cracks and falls to earth, as the leaves must die, collaging our footfalls, we must give up old being to inhabit the new opportunity. Every 7 years, new skin. Every minute, new neural pathways. Every second, new. You are new. Opportunity. New wings of gold in the light of library lamps, we will grow like budding shoots in sun-softened spring, breathing in the sweet-scented smoke left by generations before. Then we will set this place ablaze as we soar our magnificent farewell flights into the dawn of a new day, beginning again into the dawn of the world we will change. Opportunity. It is only the beginning. Thank you, RC, for everything. Thanks to my little brother for being here. Thank you all. Bye.
Avery Justice Fessenden.
Hi, I'm also known by Fez. I'm the banjo player. I expected to have a chair, but I don't. So can you hear me? Oh, yeah! Thank you! How do I move this down? I'm sorry, this is where my extra minute is going.
Better?
Thank you. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna play a little song that I think you've all heard before. I'm gonna play it twice. God, I'm so nervous. And on the second playthrough, I'm expecting that you all sing with me. If you don't, I'm gonna be really sad and I'm gonna look like a fool. I'm like sweating so much that my picks are gonna fall off. Okay, cool. This is You Are My Sunshine. Thanks so much.
Oh, it's a party.
Okay, hello, I'm Violet. I'm joined by my comrades, Maya Samanti, Lucy Potter, and Isaac Brooks. I would like to first thank Rudy Thomas, who put so much work into these things and really deserves that recognition. So real quick for Rudy Thomas. Also, Professor Tomoko Okuno. And now I have a quick poem as a thank you, especially to my boyfriend Zachary and to my parents, I'm a baby, and Nate for being here. This is Fiddler Jones by Edgar Lee Masters. The earth keeps some vibration going there in your heart, and that is you. And if the people find you can fiddle, why fiddle you must for all your life. What do you see, a harvest of clover, or a meadow to walk through to the river? The wind's in the corn, you rub your hands for beeves hereafter, ready for market, or else you hear the rustle of skirts like the girls when dancing at Little Grove. To Cooney Potter, a pillar of dust, or whirling leaves meant ruinous drought. They looked to me like redhead Sammy stepping it off to Tourallure. How could I till my 40 acres, not to speak of getting more? With a medley of horns, bassoons, and piccolos stirred in my brains by crows and robins and the creak of a windmill, only these. And I never started to plow in my life that someone did not stop in the road and take me away to a dance or picnic. I ended up with 40 acres, I ended up with a broken fiddle and a broken laugh and 1,000 memories and not a single regret.
Hi. My name is Maya. I don't actually think this is going to work out. I'll just take the strap. Oh, if possible. Hi. I was so excited about the idea of standing here on stage with my 3 best friends that I didn't even really think through the logistics. Can I thank you again? No problem. Yes. Thank you. All right. It's actually fitting that Jennifer come up here because I was inspired to think about this song again after attending the voice concert for the RC voice class, which Isaac and Lucy took, and they did an incredible job. So can we get some cheers for my friends, please? Yay. But I don't know, the RC has been such an incredible 4 years, and leaving it is a very bittersweet experience. There's so many professors to thank, of course. Also, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Laura Thomas, who has been my mentor as a creative writing major for these 4 years and has been immensely, I treasure the experience immensely. Has been an incredible mentor, and I have endless thanks for her. And similar to Violet, I want to thank Professor Okuno-sensei for all of the guidance in Japanese over the years, but I won't take up any more of this combined time than I need to, even though all the professors are worthy of so much thanks. But this is a song that I think some of you are going to know. It's very bittersweet and I think captures the feelings well, so here I go. Let's go in the garden, you'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down. When you finally find it, you'll see how it's faded. The underside is lighter when you turn it around. Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways, when everything stays. Thank you. I had a great college experience.
I also, well, yeah. So I didn't plan anything. I didn't plan anything either, but similar to what Lucy said, I met these, yeah. I met these 3 people through the residential college, and I love them a lot, and they're my 3 best friends in the world. So, yeah, that's it.
Catherine Wiatrick.
Hello. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'm just kidding. 1 minute is not a lot of time, but I will do my best. You can do a lot in a minute. I was actually born exactly 1 minute after my twin sister, Juliet, who is actually sitting in this room. She got a whole minute to herself, and I literally don't know what I would do without her in the world. We talk just about every day, and I'm starting to realize just how rare that is. We are polar opposites, but also somehow exactly alike. Our relationship is full of contradictions, but we make it work. And we came into this world together, we'll get through it together. I love you, Jules. Now, Mom, where to begin? You taught me how to garden when I was a little girl, and that is something we still share today. You have also been editing my papers since I was young, and I definitely wouldn't have gotten through college without your sharp eye for typos and subject-verb agreement. I am so honored to be your daughter, and I would be lucky to become half the woman you are today. My grandmother and sister-in-law are also both here today. They are both other incredible women and role models that I will never stop looking up to. Moving on to the men in my life, I want to acknowledge my goofy big brothers, who are also here in this room. They've guided me up to this point, both with sage wisdom and terrible puns, and I'm so lucky to be their annoying little sister. There may be some years between us, but no matter where we are in life, we are always connected. I love you guys. And finally, I want to thank my dad, who graduated from this school almost exactly 42 years ago. In fact, I looked it up, and he graduated on May 3rd, my birthday. And my twins, but I think that's self-explanatory. Dad, I wouldn't be a Wolverine without you. Now we are both Michigan alumni, and that is something we will share for the rest of our lives. Thank you. I'm not done yet. If you know me, you know that I love to talk. And finally, I would like to thank all of the RC professors who have guided me to this point today. I can't possibly name all of you, but you know who you are, and I literally don't know how I would have gotten here without you. Thank you for putting up with me, and go Blue.
Ani Aileen Kalustian.
Hi, I'm also going to read a poem because I'm unoriginal. And it's a Robert Frost poem, but I'm not that unoriginal, so it's not The Road Not Taken. This is The Sound of the Trees. I wonder about the trees. Why do we wish to bear forever the noise of these more than another noise so close to our dwelling place? We suffer them by the day till we lose all measure of pace and fixity in our joys, and acquire a listening air. They are that talks of going but never gets away, and that talks no less for knowing, as it grows wiser and older, that now it means to stay. My feet tug at the floor, and my head sways to my shoulder sometimes when I watch trees sway from the window or the door. I shall set forth for somewhere. I shall make the reckless choice someday when they are in voice, and tossing so as to scare the white clouds over them on. I shall have less to say, but I shall be gone.
Lillian McPherson.
Hello, everybody. So the first thing that most people ask me when I say that I'm in the RC is, but aren't you a math major? And it's true, I'm a math major. Thank you. But I also wouldn't give up this experience in the RC for anything. I've met so many of my best friends and had such a great time, even with, the pandemic and all that. But I just am really proud to be a part of it, and I'm gonna cry, so I'm gonna say bye now, but thank you.
Noah Immerman.
Hi, also like Lily, I've almost graduated a lot of times today. I guess just starting backwards, that going into college, community was something that was always really important to me and I was nervous about. And I just want to say thank you to Paula. Thank you. The ASL program, starting it in the pandemic has been a touchstone for me with the best community. And I just want to say thank you to my family. I wouldn't be a Wolverine without all of you, and this has just been the most amazing experience. And I've also met all of my roommates, all of my friends through the RC, and I just wouldn't trade it for anything. Thank you.
Isabella Ponce.
Hi. I'd like to thank all my RC professors, Leslie, Olga, Sandra, Katri, and especially Karine. And then I'd also like to thank my organic chemistry professor, Dr. Gnolta, because ever since I've met her, she's been such a great mentor, and just very helpful person. And actually, when I asked her, oh, can I major in biochem? She's like, okay, right now. And so that was a bit intimidating, but I ended up finishing it, so that's good. And then I also like to thank my research group, the Helms Lab, because they've helped me grow so much into scientist and as a person. And I'd also like to thank my RC friends, and then my mom, my dad, and my sister. Thank you.
Alyssa Moore.
Okay, I wrote this on my notes app at like midnight last night, so apologies if it's a little incoherent. But as I've been reflecting on graduation these past few weeks, I've been thinking a lot about connection, the connections that we'll keep and the ones that we are leaving behind as we graduate from the RC, which has been such an amazing part of my life as well, you know, to reiterate what everyone else has said. There's a particular quote that's kind of been standing out to me. Maybe it's just because I've been replaying Majora's Mask, which is where the quote is from, but regardless, I think it's quite fitting. It goes, "Whenever there is a meeting, a parting is sure to follow. However, that parting need not last forever. Whether a parting be forever or merely for a short time, that is up to you." And thinking about that, you know, we've been doing a lot of social distancing lately, but these past few years have also been times when we've really had to be there for each other. One memory that really stands out to me for some reason is when we returned to in person this year. My very first class was an RC class, and we were all remarking and so struck by the fact that we could hear other people laughing when someone told a joke. So yeah, I'm not really sure where I was going with this, but just as we're moving on from our time in the RC, I hope that you all have also found a lot of value in the connections and all of the important moments that we've made here. Take care, everyone, and thank you.
CL Nicole Waters Umfleet.
Thank you, thank you. I know where my fans are. As I've progressed through college and through life and have encountered the new challenges of adulthood, I often find myself looking to the nostalgia of childhood for comfort. Which is why, for the next 45 seconds, I invite you to play a game of Simon Says with me. But it's my minute, not Simon's minute, so it's gonna be CL Says, okay? Okay. CL says, shuffle your feet. CL says, do the YMCA. CL says, make an animal noise. Give me a whoop whoop. And on your graduation day, CL says, everybody tell me the name of the student that you are here celebrating today. CL says, please put your hands together for the RC class of 2022. CL says, thank you so much.
It's time. Jin Ho Sun.
There's a lot of what I want to say, but also the fact is that I don't really have the words to truly describe my experience with the RC and at the University of Michigan. There's no singular word or series of words that can really capture the magic of my 4 years here without leaving something out or adding something that's not quite correct. So all I really want to say is it has been a magical 4 years. We're all going to go to different places from here on out. Not me. I'm going to be going to about like 10 minutes down that way to the School of Public Health for another 2 years. But for the rest of you, I wish you the best of luck to wherever you go. And I would like to thank the mentors and the professors at the RC, also to Charlie, and to all my friends here and my family. For example, especially my mother and my grandfather who are in attendance here today. Go Blue!
Abby O'Meara.
You know, for someone who hates public speaking as much as me, you'd think I'd actually prepared something, but I hadn't, and so I kind of just thought of it while I was sitting here. And I really just want to thank my family, my parents, my siblings, my grandparents, and my friends for all believing in me. My siblings, I don't know why you still think I'm cool, even though I've shown you so many times that I'm not. And my friends have really what's gotten me through it. And I do also want to thank the RC just as a whole, because if I hadn't been too scared to go into like random housing my freshman year, I don't know if I would have found out about the RC. And without the RC, I wouldn't have met anyone that I am now friends with. So thank you.
Darby Shea Williams.
Thanks for that little woot, Kate. I appreciate it. In typical Darby fashion, I'm going to be quoting Albert Einstein. No, just kidding. I'm going to be quoting Shakespeare. So there really is no way for me to describe just how transcendental my experience has been here and how terribly sad I am to be leaving. So I'm just going to share a kind of farewell quote from The Tempest as Prospero is kind of contemplating his own mortality and the end of one era and the beginning of another. Our revels now are ended. These are actors. As I foretold you, we're all spirits and are melted into air, into thin air, and like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherits shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. I can't say enough, and I can't thank enough people who've been my home and my family while I've been here at Michigan. I have not had nearly enough time. And to borrow from The Tempest once more, it seems as if we're going into this brave new world completely unaccompanied, completely alone. But my family here at the RC faculty, my friends, the family that I found here, or the second part of that quote, which is, "Oh, brave new world that has such people in it." And to those people, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Daria Yusuf.
Hi, everybody. It is not an exaggeration to say that without the RC, I wouldn't be at the University of Michigan. I came from a really tiny high school. We're talking graduating class of 25 kids. And so I knew I wanted something different for college. I wanted to have the chance to be a little fish at a big pond and meet new people and get exposed to millions of different kinds of life experiences, which I have. But I was terrified of being in that big pond with no safety net to guide me. And so I wouldn't have come here had I not found a community of people who was so open and accepting of me just from the get-go. And so I can't thank the RC enough for giving me that community, that safety net, that comfort in the face of something that was totally unknown and foreign to me. And basically all of my friends, like every single one of my friends is from the RC. So I want to thank everybody here for all that you do to create that community for your students. And I want to thank my family for convincing me that I could do it in the first place. Your unwavering support means the world to me. So Thank you.
Marlon Rajan.
Hello, everybody. Okay, I've come up here mostly to talk to you guys. Everyone else, like, you guys are cool, but I'm talking to these people. So, you know, you guys might have some memories of me in classes, maybe, like, think back to freshman year, sitting in Spanish discussion. You might remember Mabel in English saying to me, please, can you practice verbs? And me going, no, in English. You might also remember maybe me in Ray's furniture class, and Ray goes, that is definitely not a right angle, and me going, yeah, because, you know, you make furniture, but I ended up making furniture, but it's like furniture, you know what I mean? You could call it furniture. And maybe you remember me in one of the monsters classes with Chris Matt being like, guys, I swear to you, Jekyll and Hyde, they're gay lovers. And then just period, there's no explanation. So you might remember all of that, and those are like good and fine. But if you're gonna remember one thing about me in the years going forward, you might look back, oh, Marlon, marmaladeisgood.com, small business that I'm starting. So I'm starting a business called Marmalade. I'm gonna be doing freelance graphic and website design, and I'm also gonna be selling one-of-a-kind pieces of wearable art. Marmaladeisgood.com. It's gonna have an online store. It's up and running. I have business cards in my little purse. Thank you. I actually letterpress these myself on North Campus, so, you know, don't want that to be lost on you all. But yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys know who you are for thanks, but I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna give business cards, so the road, just pass it down, okay? Think about me.
Hayden Page Dalvik Graves.
Hi, everyone. I wasn't going to do something before this because I don't really like attention, but Charlie said something really important before this, and that is this minute is for you. And I think it'd be a little selfish to not thank the people that make me me. And so here at the RC, it's a really great place to sort of blend your school, your academic, social, familial, and work life. So that's what the RC has done for me, so I'm gonna thank everyone who's been a part of each sort of part of my life. Academically, I wanna thank Dominique, Elisa, Mark, Laura, and Sarah for being great faculty members who have taught me so much, and I will take all of the knowledge that they've given me and move forward. I wanna thank, from the work side of my life, Logan, Aisha, Robbie, and Taryn Beer for making the job that I worked in the RC admissions really fun and didn't feel like work, so that was awesome. I want to thank socially Avery, Emily, Lena, Sophie, Anna, Hannah, Miriam, Catherine, and Fez for everything that they've brought me socially, and I know that they're going to stay with me for the rest of my life. And last but not least, family. My mom, who has done so much for me and would always do anything for me. I know she's crying right now, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, she is. My dad, who's also done so much for me and will always be there for me into the future. My aunts and uncles, including my Aunt Debbie, who's filming me right now because she knows my mom's crying and she doesn't want to give her too much to do at once. And last but not least, my sister, who can't be here because she's finishing her own education and moving on, but I know that I'm with her and she's always with me. So thank you guys so much.
Lena Davia von Moltke, Sophie Lapatier.
Hi. We're doing this together. It won't be quite so eloquent. Thank you, Hayden. And I have been crying for like half an hour, so yeah, but we're gonna stick with it. So I also just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's made my experience in the RC what it is. I'm fine. I guess I was thinking kind of chronologically, and the first person I ever met at the RC was Logan, who showed me around, which was wonderful, and Aisha. And I remember once I was looking for Aisha actually, and I was crying. And I found Logan, and she was very gracious and very kind to me, and I'll never forget that. And it was very small. Also, Robbie, and academically, Dominique, Mark, Elisa, Jennifer, who I know isn't here but has helped us so much with STP, Ryan and Craig, and the entire semester in Detroit program. RC Map Eco Forum, which I led with my wonderful friend Anna, Virginia. We could not have gotten through SCP without, so thank you so much. And also Isaac, who also couldn't be here today, but like taking his class, the same one 2 years in a row, changed the trajectory of my major. So I'm also very indebted to him, and hopefully I'll see him in the next couple weeks because we're gonna go back to do one last workshop at Thumb Correctional Facility. Also, I want to thank all of my family, and I'm so happy that they're here with me today. And also, we want to thank all of our friends. So Claire, my roommate, Hayden, Anna, and our roommates Larkin, Hannah, Ella, Bella, who also couldn't be here. And also thank you to David and Charlie for helping me figure out my credits. I'm actually not quite finished yet. And also thank you to, Dominique and Nora for guiding me with, I'm going to Sciences Po in the fall to finish. And then I'm coming back to the School of Social Work for 2 more years. So, yes, I'm very tearful. But thank you, everybody.
I'm mostly here as emotional support, but also it's appropriate because without Sophie, I would never have gotten involved with the RC. I'm an imposter. I'm not actually in the RC, but I'm an STP major, so I get to be here, which feels so special. And I just want to thank everyone that has welcomed me into the community, and I do feel like I'm a part of it, and it just is so wonderful. And obviously to Sophie, and oh my gosh, and just all of my friends, and also to Virginia and all of the faculty that have been there for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna Tropiano.
This is very funny going after 2 of my friends because they're walking away, but they're still there. I first just want to say thank you to my grandmother and my mom, who are both in the audience. They both lived in East Quad, and my mom was also in the RC, and my brother is also at Michigan in the RC this year. So that's been wonderful. My dad's also here. He's great. So I just wanted to read something that my theater director in high school staff would read to the graduating seniors every year. The theater program I was involved in high school, sort of like the RC, just sort of taught me how to be a person. So these words are meaningful to me. So these are the words of wisdom written by Steph. Love is the key. Follow your instincts. Expect things of yourself and others, but be open to change. Change is good, as is ritual and tradition. Balance in all things. Most of all, you are worthy, just as you are. You are enough. You have always been enough, and you will always be enough. So let go of the pressure to succeed. You already are a success. Deep down in the crevices of your soul, you already know all of the answers. Your life is the path you take to experience them. Choose well. Learn with passion, live generously, and visit home every once in a while. And while you are here, call your parents. I am proud of you. Love, Steph. Thank you.
Hannah Myers.
So I have a secret to share with you all. I'm not in the RC, but I was. I lived in East Quad for 2 years. I completed my RC Lang requirements and then got a whole major in it. And I'm on 3 RC payrolls. I had an RC major and minor. I undeclared both of them. But that brought me to where I am now in the School of Education. And I'm graduating with my teaching certificate in secondary education in Spanish. So, thank you. It's the perfect time to thank all of my professors because They haven't only taught me as a student, but have shown me role models and who I want to be as a teacher, especially the RC Spanish department, of course. Am I still on the microphone? You all. Thank you. I started in the baby Spanish class with Wendy. She said not to call it baby Spanish, but it's if you've never taken that language ever before. And all of my study abroads were canceled, but I still finished my Spanish major. I don't know where I was going with that one. We did it, all of us. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to end with a quote by Adrienne Marie Brown, who's a writer, doula, activist from Detroit. Oh, also shout out Semester in Detroit while we're there. And I want it to be for all of us as we're moving forward. There is an art to flocking, staying separate enough not to crowd each other, aligned enough to maintain a shared direction, and cohesive enough to always move towards each other. Thank you.
Miriam Lupovich.
It's funny going after Hannah because she was my first friend in the RC back in the day. And it only makes sense for me to do my RC Minute and acknowledge the program Semester in Detroit as like the most important part of my RC experience. So I'm gonna quote Octavia Butler and Adrienne Marie Brown on change. So Octavia Butler wrote, "All that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change, and God is change." And Adrienne Marie Brown said about Octavia Butler, "If we accept that change is a constant condition of the universe, then it becomes important to be in right relationship with change." I don't really know what that means. And I look forward to figuring out what it means to be in right relationship with change. And I don't know, I want that for all of us. I have a couple thank yous. Thank you to Jennifer Myers, my academic advisor for my urban studies minor, to all of the Semester in Detroit faculty, but specifically Ryan and Craig. Thank you to my Ann Arbor friends and community, especially Eugene V. Dubs Cooperative House. Thank you to my parents, my sisters, my brother, and my grandparents. My dad lived in East Quad. My mom and dad met at Michigan, so I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them coming here. Their first date was at the Michigan Theater. And thank you to the residential college for pushing me to be a better writer and thinker and social scientist. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the RC, so thank you.
Gabriana Farah.
Okay, so first, I think it makes sense to thank the professors that have been so passionate and enthusiastic, so much so that it has been really inspiring. So thank you to Susan, Dominique, Olga, thank you very much. And then to my mom, merci maman, tu es ma meilleure amie. And then I'd like to finish with a speech that Margaret Thatcher used to keep on her desk. It's by Charles Mackay, and it's called No Enemies. "You have no enemies, you say? Alas, my friend, the boast is poor. He who has mingled in the fray of duty that the brave endure must have made foes. If you have none, small is the work that you have done. You've hit no traitor on the hip, you've dashed no cup from perjured lip, you've never turned the wrong to right, you've been a coward in the fight." Thank you.
Eva Ye, Taryn Beer Kaur, Emily Nicole Branch, and Esther Sun.
Hello, everybody. Hi. So yeah, we're all housemates. That's why we're all up here together. But real quick, before we start our thank yous, we have a little RC collage, aka yearbook, aka I want something for memories. So we're gonna pass this around to students. All right, cool. To students now, professors, anybody who wants to sign later too can sign. But yeah, feel free to sign on the RRC or honestly wherever. And yeah, I guess I'll start first with my minute. I'm not very prepared, and this does not feel like campus days, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, so I'm going to recite to you all my favorite theme song. It's from the Golden Girls, you know. Rest in peace, Golden Girls. This is first and foremost dedicated to my grandpa, my nanaji, but also to all of you guys, because you guys have literally made this like sitcom theme song, whatever, my reality. So yes, thank you. I cannot sing, so don't expect that. So yeah. Thank you for being a friend. No, I'm just playing. No. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, and you're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be for me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you. Oh, I still have my thank yous. But yeah, honestly, this is for everybody I've ever interacted with in the RC. You guys are my family. Also, shout out to my family. I have no idea where you guys are at. Oh, hello. But yeah, my curly hair mentor, Logan, Aisha, Robbie, all my professors, especially for the ones who really supported me during rough time this semester, Dr. Murphy, Dr. Evans, thank you. And yeah, okay, I'll pass it on. I have a lot of thank yous. I'll say them individually, but yes.
Hi, I'm Esther. I wrote down some notes when I was in the big house this morning on my phone because I was really bored and cold. So I have a list of thank yous like everybody else. I want to thank Christiane, who was the first professor to really invest personally in my growth in language and just me personally, and I really appreciate that. Also a shout out to his daughter Maite, who I've had the privilege of tutoring for 3 years and watching go through middle school. She's taught me everything that I know. I also want to thank Toby, my printmaking professor. Hi. It's weird that you're like behind me. I'm trying to thank you. But yeah, you were an instructor on and off Zoom, and honestly, your classes were my favorite of all of college, which is maybe not what my parents wanted to hear. And then I also want to thank Isaac, my photography professor. I don't think he's here today, but I also like thanked him in person, so I think it's fine. And then also Professor Naomi Andre. You made me love Carmen, and I never thought that I would say that about opera before. Also, my parents, none of this would have been possible without you, obviously, and also my boyfriend, Sam. Hi. And then, yeah, I think just to conclude, 4 years ago, I came to Michigan exclusively because of the RC, and I really wanted to be part of this program. And even then, with like all my hopes for what the program and the community would be like, it still has exceeded all of my dreams and expectations for when I was 18. So I just wanted to thank all of you, thank my best friends here and in the audience and not here, who I met, almost all of them are from the RC, like everybody else. And yeah, and if I forgot anyone, you know who you are.
So when I was preparing for this minute, I wasn't sure what I was gonna say because I wanted to talk about favorite memories in the RC, but it's really hard to pinpoint my experience in RC to one specific moment. And so as I was reminiscing, I thought of all the RC apple cider trips, all the countless times in the East Quad classrooms when we were studying. And then one time when there was the polar vortex, my friends and I wanted to see if we could get the water to freeze midair. Spoiler, it didn't work. But I'm just forever grateful for the RC. It really defined my college experience, and I'm in particular very grateful for the RC faculty and staff, especially Christiane, for introducing me to Palma and for really changing the trajectory of my career to education. So thank you. I also want to thank my family, even though they're Spartan fans. So sad, I know. I'm forever grateful for their support, and then also very grateful for meeting all of you and for my best friends. So yeah, thank you all.
Hey y'all, I'm not really funny, and I don't want to go for touching, and I don't want to sing, so I'll try for a little sincerity, but thank you to everyone, friends, family, and faculty who have made this college experience what it is for me. I hope I contributed in making part of what it is for you, and expect many hugs coming up in reception, okay? Okay, and then bye.
When I first joined the RC, I actually didn't know about the language requirement, so it worked out. I had a great time in the French program. I wanted to say specifically thank you to a lot of RC staff, Aisha Biswas, Logan Coy, Robbie Griswold, Charlie Murphy, Maisha Peoples-Miller, and so many more, for Sarah Messer for believing in my writing, my parents for paying money to send me to Michigan, and I think it's also a really big privilege that they kind of like value liberal arts. I think that's something we never really talk about, but like liberal arts is really special. We all know that, and I'm really lucky that they really care about that. And I also wanted to thank Semester in Detroit for giving me new ways to think about social justice and liberation, to Stephen Ward, Ryan Berger, Craig Register, and Darcy Brandel. Have a great summer.
Catherine Koenig.
Right. So I'm so lucky to have 9 whole family members in the audience in the middle that came from all over the country to be with me this weekend. So thank you, Aunt Mare, Uncle Jim, Aunt Liz, Uncle Roger, Papa Boo, Dad, Rex, Twyla, and my mom. And a special thank you to my mom, dad, and grandfather for making these 4 years possible. This has been the most wonderful experience of my life, so I cannot thank you enough. And I'm also not in the RC, but I've had the privilege of working with the wonderful faculty, so a special thank you to Virginia and Jennifer for being such inspiring mentors in my STP courses. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
Jenna Rachel Seitman.
Hi, so I'm actually also not in the RC, I just major in the RC. But during that time, I've had such an incredible experience with teachers like Laura Kaczynski and Christopher Matthews. And it's just been such an incredible experience, and they both really encouraged me to share my work, and so I'm working on publishing some of it, but I figured for today I would just read one. This one's called Beach. When I see a wave crash on the sand, I don't think about the way the water hugs the shore or the way the sand sticks to my toes as I wiggle them. I think about the sand crabs beneath the water that struggle to breathe, who let out a deep sigh with each wave and create a small hole in the sand where their breath once rose. I too feel suffocated, crushed beneath the weight of the world, insignificant and yet beautiful in my plight, my hard crustacean shell being chipped away until the only thing on my back is a welt, raw flesh. I know I can grow a new one, put in the work and be whole once again, only let my shell expose me when someone is peeling back my layers like a ripe fruit, yet sour like a pickle. That's it. Yeah. And then I also want to thank my family for coming.
Catherine Margaret Boasberg.
Hi. So I was actually planning on reading this poem before this morning, and then Mary C. Coleman hinted at it. But if there's anything I've learned in the RC is that we like to go deeper into the holistic picture of poetry to get the deeper meaning. And also, as Professor Andre beautifully read, it is kind of Mary Oliver Appreciation Day. So this is called The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I don't know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have been doing all day? What else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? So thank you to everyone in the RC and my family for making these wild 4 years incredibly precious.
William James Townsend.
Hello. At first I was going to try to hold my breath for the whole minute, but not going to do that. First, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who showed up to support me today. A lot of aunts are here. My parents, my brother, my friend Troy. Thank you for coming. Then also I'd like to thank the faculty here for making this experience so special, especially Katri and Ray. You guys really made this experience wonderful. And I don't think everyone gets that in college. Like, to have a woodworking shop in the basement just to use whenever you want is pretty amazing. I don't think there's anything else I was going to say.
Ethan Springer Stancroft.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported me to get to this point, and to my RC professors, especially Katri. And thank you to my family and friends. Thanks.
Jeremy Ritz.
Hello. I just wanted to say it's been a wild ride. The classes of the RC have truly helped prevent my necrosis from setting in. And I'm hoping that the stuff I've learned can prevent my zombification just a little bit longer. I wanted to thank my friends, my roommate Brian, who came to see me with my housemate Edna. Thank you so much. I wanted to thank my family, my grandmother, and a big shout out to my professor, Dr. Christopher Matthews, for reading all the weird stuff I sent to him and giving me cool feedback. And I think that's it. Y'all have a great semester, and remember, keep writing and doing, you know, stuff.
Jacob Alexander Sirhan.
Hello. So I was thinking about like all the skills that the RC taught me to showcase here, and I can't print make or write a thesis in this 1 minute, but I can mash all the indecisive thoughts that I've had over the years and mash it into something that's official, like STP. But first I want to thank my family for coming. There were 10 this morning, but there are 4 now, my mom, dad, and siblings. So thank you for supporting me and for the food that fed me throughout the writing of this thesis, because I forgot to eat most of the time. Thank you to the many friends at the university, and especially the ones I made in the RC. But really, I wanted to use this space to express my gratitude and appreciation for the RC, and naming the people who have supported me and guided me and helped me grow as a person. Craig and Ryan in semester in Detroit, Charlie, Robbie, Toby, Ian, Layla, Stephen Ward, and Virginia Murphy, as well as especially Sasha Krasnow, who's been a mentor, friend, and scholar to me, and would not have written a 60-page thesis on Palestinian futurism without her, as well as Jennifer Myers, because she's not here, but she was my advisor and person who convinced me to do an RC major and an RC minor, and a general life crisis coach. I think it's interesting that I was here because I joined the RC 5 days before orientation, and yeah, I have an RC minor and RC major. I did semester in Detroit. 85% of my distribution was RC, and I did an RC honor thesis. Yeah, I really appreciate the RC and the place and what it's made for me, so thank you.
Maria Teresa Sobrino.
Hello. I have always been so deeply inspired by all the love and care that every faculty and staff member at the RC has put into the work that they do. And in my first few years of college, the community service programs that Christian and Teresa run here were so pivotal to connecting me with people outside of this campus that have taught me what it means to build, be a part of, and to understand what a community is. And this discovery, it was what is so special about the RC, and it didn't stop just in my first few years as a senior. I was in Toby's art making classes, which challenged me to do something I never thought I could do. So I'm leaving this place with skills I never anticipated. And one thing that I'll take away from these 4 years is that even in moments of intense isolation and separation, we can use that alienation to discover exactly how interconnected and how powerful that interconnected is between us and the world. So thank you so much.
Harshith Tenapali.
Hey y'all, I just want to thank my parents, without whom I would not be at the University of Michigan and not be, period. I would like to thank my friends for trying their best to keep me sane. I would like to thank the University of Michigan Math Department for trying their best to keep me insane. I would like to thank the RC for letting me live in East Quad and not Bursley. And lastly, I would like to thank all of my French professors, but especially Elisa, Mark, and Dominique, for giving me a passion for something I didn't even know I liked. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great summer.
Jade Elizabeth Wurst.
Hello. I haven't prepared anything for you, but I would like to say that it's good to be here and see all of you, so thank you.
Emily Ohl.
Hi, everyone. It's so crazy that you're all here just for me. Jokes, of course, but that was actually kind of how it felt when I arrived at RC orientation 5 years ago, however long ago it was. It felt like coming home to a really cool, weird place that has never failed to challenge and also embrace me in my time here. So thank you so much to my mom and dad and Jeffrey and Ella for being here. Thank you to a couple named RC faculty, Jennifer Myers, Janet Karine, and Jennifer Goltz-Taylor. Thank you all so much. Thank you to those who are not on this plane anymore, Anne, Bob, Bert, and Ina, and I'm so proud of us all. We did it. So thank you to my teachers, thank you to the muses, and God bless America.
Avery Nicole Sandstrom.
This is a moment of celebration, of course, but also of gratitude. I want to express gratitude to my family who put me here, my friends who kept me together, and the professors along the way who taught me how to read, write, speak, make, and do. For the rest of my time, I will steal from the expansive and beautiful poem Catalog of Unabashed Gratitude by Ross Gay, heavily abridged. I apologize. Thank you, the bagpipes. Thank you, what in us rackets glad, what glad rackets us. Thank you to this knuckle-headed heart, this pelican heart, this gap-toothed heart flinging open its gaudy maw to the sky. Oh clumsy, oh bumble-fucked, oh giddy, oh dumbstruck. Oh rickshaw, oh goat, twisting its head at me from my peach tree's highest branch. Balanced impossibly, gobbling the last fruit, its tongue working like an engine, a lone sweet drop tumbling by some miracle into my mouth like the smell of someone I've loved. Heart like an elephant screaming at the bones of its dead. Heart like the lady on the bus, dressed head to toe in gold. The sun shivering her shiny boots, singing Erykah Badu to herself, leaning her head against the window. Soon it will be over, which is precisely what the child in my dreams said, holding my hand, pointing at the roiling sea and the sky, hurtling our way like so many buffalo, who said, "It's much worse than we think, and sooner." To whom I said, "No duh, child in my dreams. What do you think this singing and shuddering is, this screaming and reaching and dancing and crying is, other than loving what every second goes away? Goodbye, I mean to say, and thank you, every day."
Olivia Grace Joseph.
I asked my brother and aunt last night at dinner, "How old do you think I am?" like in my mind. And I expected them to say somewhere from 35 to 80, and they said 21. So that just shows a little bit about how much I think I've learned from you guys and how much I look up to you. And I aspire to be as smart and strong as each and every one of you. And I thank you for always trusting me and believing in me when I didn't. One of my mom's favorite quotes was, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Dad, Linda, Michelle, Meredith, Ethan, and again, Dad, don't ever change. And I wrote a long poem the other day, 2 weeks ago, about loss, but I'll just read the end because it's happier, I guess. So, Sometimes these first days of sun make me sad. The first sprout I see, periwinkle flowers, I feel bad for the sprout. She doesn't know what's coming. I was once a little sprout, moved over to regrow, more fragile each time. I think I'm waking up. I entered this world running. I think I run too fast. Running in silence, through all stops, through all the loss, and all my loves. I only now see, as I stand solely alone, accepting alone, I think I've been running from myself since the day I was born. Fearful of feeling this time that is mine, I think I'm waking up, a 21-year-old, 1 year long trance. I want to move slow. I was always lost, embodying loss, awakened by loss. Now, breathe in the river, close your eyes. This water is flowing, currents don't stop. It slows, it flows, never still. We are water, we are lost. Maybe I am finding myself. I want to find home, find happiness, find love, find whole. I want to find home, one happy home within myself. Love you.
Claire Carey Goods, Eva McAllister Lopez, Bryson Joy McHenry.
Okay, we're gonna do some East Quad charades. So please yell something, even if you don't know. This was her idea. Oh, sorry.
You're right, though. It is the orange.
I just want to thank my friends. My voice is slowly coming back to me, and they let me do this mostly silent activity, so thank you. Je veux remercier le programme de français pour me donner l'opportunité de trouver un rêve et le suivre. Et Catherine Brown for the brilliant ideas that continue to haunt and inspire me. Et maman, mil besos. Yeah.
I should not have followed Ava. I would like to first thank my dad, because if it weren't for him, I would not be here. He also graduated from the RC. I'm not gonna tell you how long ago that was, you can just guess. I also wanna shout out my sister, because she's coming here next year, right after I leave, of course. Not upset. And then I also wanna shout out my boyfriend for supporting me and loving me and being here now. And then also Sophie for making it a home in East Quad. Oh no, you're crying, and that's embarrassing because I was like, I'm not gonna do that, and here I am. And I wanna thank the rest of my family for supporting me and the RC. If it weren't for the RC, I don't think I would be who I am today. I learned a lot of language and how to write and just how to be in a community. I wanna shout out also Paula. If it weren't for her ASL class, I don't know where I'd be. I'd be really struggling, I guess, probably failing a bunch of other languages. That class was amazing, and I really appreciate all that she has done for me.
Man, this is more awkward than I thought it'd be. Okay, so I'd like to thank my family. My parents are here. They're MSU fans, so they're not that excited. But thank you for being here. My siblings didn't show up because I'm the youngest, but they've supported me through this, and they're always super helpful whenever I like to call and complain, which I do a lot. I also like to thank sort of just the RC experience, because it's put me on the path towards language and linguistics and education, which starting I had no idea what I wanted to go into. And then also the RC in general, because all of my roommates are RC people, like I think a lot of you have, and so I wouldn't know them without it. So thank you.
Katharina Kretzler.
Okay, we'll see how many more times I can trip before this ends.
Okay, so for my minute, I want to talk about food. So throughout my life and during my undergrad here at U of M, I've been lucky to have plentiful dinners at the East Quad Dining Hall, where I was sure to meet a familiar face and receive local and sustainable options, or join fellow RCers for weekly food forum meetings to cook something that was usually delicious. Yet, with the Empty Bowls fundraiser, as part of the RC Clay Club, we crafted ceramic bowls to raise money for a local food bank and looking to bring awareness to those less fortunate in the US. In 2021, Feeding America estimates that 1 in 6 children and 1 in 8 of all Americans were food insecure, unable to access enough food to live an active and healthy life. Rather, they went to bed hungry, resulting in the inability to succeed in school the next morning and fulfill their potential, as we've been able to do here today. We can do our part to make our country's relationship with food more equal by being cognizant of who we invite to have a seat at our dinner table and giving our time and resources to provide the basic necessity of a sustaining and comforting meal. And then, to make it a little more positive, to close off, I want to thank the Quad, my wonderful roommates, my family, Tobias, and the RC faculty and students for all their love and support these last 4 years. Thank you so much.
Daniel Halrong Chen.
Hi everyone. I'm just gonna read what I wrote last night. So I would like to quickly thank everyone who have supported me along the way to help me make this far. I would especially like to thank my parents for their encouragements, though unfortunately they couldn't make it here from Taiwan today because of COVID. But instead I want to thank my brother Joseph and my friend Faye, who came all the way here to Michigan instead to celebrate my graduation. And I also like to thank Okuno Sensei for her support over my studies of Japanese. And now I just want to read a short verse from the Bible that pretty much sums up the most important thing that I have learned at the university over the past few years. Psalms 127, verse 1. It says, "Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman stays awake in vain." Above everyone who has supported me, I'm thankful to God, who has guided me through all the challenges. It's not about my talent, knowledge, intellect, hard work, or ability, but by God's grace that allowed me to come so far, because if it is not by God's grace and work, my own works will be in vain. Thank you.
Malin Anna Marie Anderson.
Hello. Thank you to my family, thank you to my friends, and thank you to everyone, but especially Sarah. This is a little poem. These are my suggestions for eating the universe. Dice the glaciers and eat them with lettuce. Sprinkle continental crust onto your Rocky Road ice cream and top it off with a drizzle of magma syrup. Stir the storm clouds into your green tea. Bake the moon with vanilla and cardamom. Be careful when you bite the stars. You don't want their points to pierce your gums. Thaw the Himalayas at least 24 hours before you even think about putting them in the oven. Cut asteroids into small cubes before feeding them to small children. Don't overseason rainbows. The Atlantic tastes the sweetest right before bed. And finally, always use oven mitts when handling the sun. Thank you.
Arjun Tucker. And Oduwal, oh God, I'm so sorry. Zach, I know after all these years. Oduwadimolo Zechariah Sato.
So I guess we're last. It's a little awkward. But we have a little skit plan, and then we're just going to say thanks to some people. It's just about 2 people speaking different languages, trying to understand each other. Buenos días, ¿cómo le va? Entonces, ¿hablas otro idioma?
Oh, tu parles otro langue.
¿Hablas francés?
¿Tu español?
Bueno, entonces tengo que encontrar palabras parecidas.
J'ai besoin de trouver des mots similaires.
¿Cómo estás?
Ça va.
No, no es eso, no es eso.
No, c'est pas ça, c'est pas ça.
¿Español?
Français?
¿Entiendes?
Tu comprends?
Yo entiendo.
Je comprends.
Bienvenidos?
Bienvenue.
Bienvenidos?
I'd like to thank my family for supporting me the entire time I've been in Michigan. It's been a lot, and they've been every step of the way. I'd like to thank my RC professors for always putting up with me. It's a lot, and they know. And I'd like to thank my peers and everyone I met here. Thank you.
I think this is the first time where I guess the graduation feels real to me. It hasn't felt real until this moment. It's really hitting me now. But I think joining the RC was honestly a very happy accident for me. I was just doing my Common App well past midnight, and I saw a little checkbox like, oh, I'm interested in joining the residential college. I saw that and I was like, oh, this sounds cool. And that really was one of the best happy accidents that I made. I'm really grateful I did that. Really have been able to find my voice, help find what makes sense to me and what feels true to me. Really thankful for all the faculty and staff and everyone here, the writing professors, history professors, especially mil gracias a usted, Christian, mil gracias por todo. In the Gujarati Hindi mix that I say, mere parivar ke liye dhanyavad, shukriya, Rupsha, ami tumake bolte chai, donobad, onek donobad. Yeah, and East Quad was a place I really felt welcomed, and I hope I can see you all there again someday, accidentally or intentionally.
Well, we didn't really want those to end. Thank you for such wonderful commencement speeches. Whether you got here very deliberately or by accident with a checkbox, we are so glad that you've been here with us. And you are not losing us. We will always be here for you. So please come back and see us often, and as often as you can, and do stay connected with us. Now, if things aren't over yet, the ceremony here is over, and we invite you now to go outside, gather. I hope the weather has held. And gather in the courtyard with the fountain and the bell tower. And you can take pictures there, chat some more, and then as soon as you hear the bagpipe, that's our cue to march back to East Quad for a reception. Thank you all so much.